Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the heart and soul of Genoa City. Today is a beautiful day to unpack the intense, emotionally charged drama unfolding within the Winters family, as life, death, and redemption collide in the most breathtaking ways. The landscape of Genoa City has been fundamentally altered by intense medical, legal, and emotional crises. But nothing compares to the harrowing journey we are currently witnessing with Kane Ashby and Lily Winters. The stakes have never been higher, with the very life of Malcolm Winters hanging precariously in the balance. We are looking at a storyline that strips away the superficial layers of corporate warfare and legal battles, drilling down into the raw, bleeding core of human vulnerability. The question that has been haunting every viewer's mind is not just whether Malcolm will survive his severe aplastic anemia, but whether Kane Ashby will survive the extreme physical and legal risks he has undertaken to be the savior. The bone marrow transplant was never going to be a simple medical procedure. It was a perilous descent into the unknown for a man already fighting for his freedom. To truly understand the gravity of the aftermath, we must first delve into the sheer terror of the surgical procedure itself. Kane Ashby did not just walk into a clinic, he walked into a crucible. The operating room became a nightmare scenario when Kane's heart rate plummeted dangerously due to a severe adverse reaction to the anesthesia. Lily Winters was forced to stand outside those sterile doors, her heart trapped in her throat, agonizing over the horrifying possibility that in her desperate bid to save her biological father, she might inadvertently cause the death of the man she once loved deeply. The physical toll of the bone marrow extraction on Kane's body is immense. His system has been severely compromised, his energy depleted, and his body battered by the invasive nature of harvesting stem cells. He is a man who has quite literally given pieces of his own core to grant another man a tomorrow. Delving into Kane's psychology, we must ask what truly motivated him to take such a monumental risk, especially when he was already facing devastating legal charges and the wrath of Victor Newman's fabricated evidence. Kane is a man who has historically been defined by his mistakes, his secrets, and his desperate attempts to maintain control. Yet, in this moment, he surrendered all control. His motivation is rooted in a profound, desperate need for redemption, not just in the eyes of the law, but in the eyes of Lily Winters. He knows he has failed her in the past. He knows that Devon views him as a toxic manipulator. By offering his marrow, Kane is attempting to rewrite his legacy. He is offering a physical sacrifice to atone for his emotional failures. It is a raw, bleeding testament to his enduring love for Lily and his desire to prove that he is more than the sum of his worst decisions. As the immediate danger of the operating room subsides, the narrative shifts to a deeply intimate, surprisingly tender setting. We find Kane and Lily on his medical transport train, a moving sanctuary temporarily insulated from the chaotic legal manhunts and family feuds raging back in Genoa City. The rhythmic clacking of the train tracks serves as a steady heartbeat beneath a scene of profound emotional resonance. Lily, ever the fiercely protective force, is meticulously helping Kane settle into his seat after the grueling surgery. She is adjusting his blankets, checking his comfort, and hovering with a hyper-vigilant intensity that speaks volumes about her lingering terror from the surgical complications. Kane, pale and visibly exhausted, is wincing through the lingering pain of the extraction, his usual suave exterior stripped away to reveal a fragile, deeply vulnerable man. In the midst of this physical fragility, a beautiful, nostalgic banter emerges. Lily, attempting to cut through the heavy, suffocating tension of the medical crisis, begins to tease Kane about his tendency to whine when he is not feeling well. She affectionately chides him for being a difficult patient, a gentle ribbing that masks a much deeper psychological truth. In my opinion, this is how Lily is protecting herself from pain. By wrapping her overwhelming terror in the familiar, comfortable blanket of domestic banter, she avoids the abyss. If she can tease him, if she can roll her eyes at his complaints, then she does not have to fully confront the paralyzing reality that he almost died on that operating table just hours prior. The humor is a psychological shield, a deflection tactic designed to keep her from completely breaking down under the crushing weight of her father's impending death and Kane's precarious survival. The dynamic deepens as Lily firmly advises Kane not to play the stoic hero. She urges him to take his prescribed painkillers, recognizing his historical tendency to mask his suffering to appear strong. Kane has always struggled with vulnerability, often equating physical or emotional pain with weakness. Lily's insistence that he accept the medication is not just about physical comfort, it is an emotional directive. She is giving him permission to be weak, to be broken, and to be cared for without judgment. It is a profound shift in their dynamic. For years, Kane tried to manage Lily's life, keeping secrets to protect her. Now, Lily is the one in absolute control, managing his care with a firm and yielding compassion that forces Kane to submit to her authority and accept that he does not have to carry the burden alone. Kane, never one to let Lily have the last word even when he is heavily medicated, retaliates with a weak but genuine smile. He playfully reminds her of her own historical anxieties, joking about how she used to be the ultimate worry queen when their twins, Maddie and Charlie, were little. This invocation of their shared history is a masterstroke of emotional storytelling. By bringing up the twins' childhood, Kane is instantly transporting them both back to a time of innocence, a time before the bitter divorces, the corporate betrayals, and the current life-or-death stakes. He is reminding Lily of the foundation they built together, a foundation rooted in family, love, and shared parental panic. It is a moment of profound nostalgia that serves as a powerful healing agent in the present. Analyzing Kane's use of humor in this agonizing moment reveals his own deep-seated coping mechanisms. In my opinion, this is how Kane is protecting himself from pain. By anchoring his fractured present to the golden memories of his past, he builds a psychological fortress. The physical agony of the bone marrow extraction, compounded by the terrifying uncertainty of his looming legal battles and the threat of prison, is enough to break any man's spirit. By joking with Lily about their children, Kane is actively deflecting his current terror. As long as he can make her smile, as long as he can engage in the familiar rhythm of their old marital banter, he can temporarily ignore the very real possibility that he might be trading his physical health for a prison cell. The humor is his lifeline, a desperate attempt to maintain his dignity and his connection to the woman he loves while his world burns down around him. As the banter softens, it gives way to a quiet, emotionally charged acknowledgement between the former spouses. There are warm, lingering moments where both Lily and Kane silently, and then verbally, acknowledge how incredibly good it feels to have reached this place of mutual respect and healed connection. They have navigated a minefield of bitterness, resentment, and profound betrayal over the years. Yet, sitting here on this medical transport, stripped of all pretense and corporate armor, they have found a beautiful, enduring peace. The toxicity that once defined their separation has evaporated, replaced by a mature, deeply rooted affection that transcends romantic labels. They are acknowledging that while they may not be the same naive lovers they once were, they are something perhaps even stronger, acting as unbreakable allies bound by a shared history and a profound, unconditional loyalty. However, the ticking clock of Malcolm Winter's failing health refuses to be ignored. Despite the comfort of their reunion, Kane recognizes that his role in this chapter is coming to an end, and Lily's most critical task is just beginning. With a selflessness that highlights his immense character growth, Kane urges Lily to leave him. He insists that she needs to be in New York, by Malcolm's side, to deliver the news that the life-saving stem cells have been successfully harvested. This is a monumental sacrifice for Kane. In his weakest, most vulnerable moment, when he undoubtedly craves her comforting presence the most, he pushes her away for the greater good of her family. He is actively prioritizing Malcolm's survival and Lily's emotional needs over his own physical comfort, proving that his love for her has evolved from possessive to profoundly altruistic. The culmination of this poignant departure is a moment that will undoubtedly leave viewers breathless. Before she leaves, Lily leans down and presses a deep, lingering, and immensely grateful kiss to Kane's lips. This is not the desperate, fiery kiss of a rekindled romance, nor is it a simple peck of friendly gratitude. It is a complex, emotionally saturated gesture that encompasses years of history, forgiveness, and profound appreciation. With this kiss, Lily is communicating 1,000 unspoken words. She is forgiving him for his past transgressions. She is thanking him for risking his life and his freedom to save her father. And she is acknowledging the deep, unbreakable bond that will forever tether their souls together. It is a kiss that redefines their relationship, establishing a new paradigm of mutual respect and enduring love that requires no formal labels to be deeply felt. Pulling away from the kiss, Lily must gather her immense inner strength to walk away. She leaves the medical transport, her heart heavy with concern for Kane but her spirit ignited by a fierce, singular focus on saving Malcolm. As she boards the Winters family's private jet, Lily is a woman transformed. She is no longer just a worried daughter or a conflicted ex-wife. She is the matriarchal force of her family, carrying the literal cure for her father's illness across the country. The visual contrast of Lily stepping onto the luxurious, powerful private jet after leaving the sterile, vulnerable environment of Kane's medical transport perfectly encapsulates her journey. She is ascending, taking control of the narrative, and flying toward a destiny that she has aggressively orchestrated through sheer willpower and unyielding determination. The narrative then violently shifts from the quiet intimacy of the transport train to the agonizing, sterile waiting rooms of a New York hotel, where the tension is thick enough to cut with a scalpel. Here, we find Holden Novak and Claire Newman, locked in a brutal purgatory of waiting. For Holden, the psychological torture is unimaginable. He has only just discovered that Malcolm Winters is his biological father, a revelation that shattered his entire understanding of his own identity and his mother's honesty. Now, before he has even had the chance to build a relationship with the man, he is watching him die. Holden's anxiety is a palpable, suffocating force. He is clinging to Claire Newman, using her presence as a vital emotional anchor in a sea of familial chaos. Claire, deeply empathetic but carrying her own heavy burdens from the Newman family's dark machinations, is providing a steady, grounding light for Holden as he navigates this terrifying emotional labyrinth. Just as the weight of the waiting becomes almost unbearable, the doors open, and Dr. Stephanie Simmons enters. The dynamic between Stephanie and Holden is already fraught with the tension of her decades-long lies, but in this moment, all past grievances are temporarily suspended by the sheer gravity of her medical update. Stephanie, operating with the crisp, authoritative precision of a seasoned medical professional, delivers the news that changes everything. She looks at Holden and Claire, her own eyes undoubtedly reflecting a complex mixture of professional relief and maternal guilt, and announces that Kane's stem cells have been successfully harvested and are currently en route via a specialized medical courier. The words hang in there like a miraculous benediction. The impossible has been achieved. The cure is physically moving toward them, bridging the distance between Genoa City and New York, and bringing with it the promise of a second chance. This storyline is a masterclass in emotional storytelling, weaving together the terrifying realities of medical crises with the profound, healing power of human connection. Kane Ashby has walked through the fire, sacrificing his body and risking his freedom to offer a lifeline to a man he barely knows, all out of a profound, enduring love for Lily Winters. Lily has emerged as a titan of strength, orchestrating miracles while navigating the delicate, healing terrain of her past trauma. And in New York, a fractured family stands on the precipice of a miraculous rebirth. As the medical courier races against time to deliver Kane's stem cells to Malcolm's failing body, the entire landscape of Genoa City holds its collective breath. The scars of this ordeal will undoubtedly remain, but the profound displays of sacrifice, forgiveness, and unconditional love have proven that even in the darkest, most terrifying moments, the human spirit can orchestrate the most breathtaking resurrections.